There she is. There she is. Don't forget guys, make sure you have your pin to drive on if you have a Tesla. All right, welcome back to the vlog, welcome back to the Tesla. Welcome back to, well, happy Halloween, guys. I think I'm just gonna do a quick update. I've gotten a lot of questions about things, and well, this is just kind of where I'm at. So let's get out of this garage and then we'll get to it while we're sitting in traffic on the way home, because that's obviously tons of fun. Guys, so quick update on everything. Ooh, all these trash cans, we got some road work up here, people walking out of nowhere, it's Halloween. Oh brother. Anyways guys, yeah, so it's been 8 months, 14,000 miles, and hundreds if not thousands of launches in the car, because obviously that's why you buy the Tesla. You buy the Tesla for the instant torque, the ability to just launch the car from a dead stop whenever and wherever you are. And well, yeah, it's an awesome car. You get, you know, these crazy touchscreens, awesome updates that can come really whenever they feel like pushing them. You get a free rental anytime there's something wrong with the car, as long as you know you weren't in like an accident, it was your fault. If there was something inherently wrong, like the display stopped showing stuff, or for me there were a bunch of error messages popping up. So there were a bunch of error messages popping up that weren't anything that I did, so I got a free rental car. You know, it's a good customer service. They took care of things quickly. And, you know, for like the door handle that happened, they actually sent a mobile ranger out to me to fix it. That was awesome. So as far as my thoughts on the car, absolutely love it. Don't regret buying it at all. The only regrets I would have is that you get used to the car. And obviously that means you get used to the speed, the acceleration, the launches, everything like that. So now I obviously just want a P100D or a supercar or anything that's faster. You know, granted this car is still extremely fast, so I'll give it that. So I did a 0 to 60 like test day with it, but it was when the cars had like 12 or 13,000 miles over the summer. They weren't hooking up. Every single time I tried to launch the car, traction control was kicking in, the tires were spinning, so I don't know if they were great 0 to 60 runs. I can probably still post that video. It's very old at this point. I think the best times I got were like 4.4 seconds. So I'll post it if people want to see it. Otherwise, I was waiting to get new tires and then try and do it. Granted, now it's getting cold. So anyways, so thoughts of the car is awesome. I'm very happy with the purchase. I've saved a ton of money on gas. Because it's covered under warranty as a used car. It's a full bumper-to-bumper warranty, which makes getting anything fixed or replaced or any issues I have just sort of like carefree. Don't have to worry about that. I know that they'll take care of it, and that's awesome. Whether you're buying a new car or a used car, you don't have to worry about it. So that's great to have. I know someone commented that I think the warranty and the CPO process has changed slightly, so I'm not sure what the current warranty offered is, and I'm also not sure how much they fix and replace on the car before you actually take delivery. So I can't really speak to that anymore, but my experience was awesome. The car was delivered in like perfect form, and well, it still drives and is absolutely incredible. So definitely highly recommend getting a Tesla. The CPO program was great, and well, the savings on gas are awesome. Don't really have much range anxiety. Granted, in the beginning I lived relatively close to a supercharger. Now I live in an apartment building that has free charging, as well as the job that I got, the office building that I park in, free charging there as well. So I can pretty much charge every single day and be full whenever I leave my apartment building or leave work. So that's obviously ideal. Traffic is awful, I'll tell you what, guys. Absolutely miserable. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Tons of traffic. Anyways, back to the update. So, I guess this isn't really an update, but more of just more general knowledge. So, as I've said, I spent just over $50,000 on this car. I financed $25,000, almost exactly, I think. And I believe I did this over 60 months. So obviously you can always prepay. My interest rate was below 3%, maybe like 2.5 or something. I did it through a local credit union, and they had really good rates. They were actually about to increase rates, and I got my application in the day before they increased rates. So yeah, there's that. So anyways, so I financed $25,000. I paid for the other roughly $25,000 plus taxes. I think it was like $3,000 in tax. Couple $100 to title, register it, all that stuff, blah blah blah. So yeah, my monthly payments are roughly like $460 ish. I'm definitely rounding there. And for insurance, I think I paid around $1,600 for a full year. So that's my insurance cost. And then obviously no gas, no oil changes. Got a bumper-to-bumper warranty. So any issues with the car, any service that I've had done so far has been free. The one payment that I do have coming up, I think there's like a 12,500 mile or like general service that you can get done on the Tesla. That's $800. I should probably do that, but we'll see. The only other thing is tires. I'm gonna need new tires. The fronts, I might be able to get away with. They're not super worn. Obviously, this is a rear-wheel drive car. I bought it for the purpose of accelerating and having fun with the performance, and therefore I've definitely gone through the tread on these tires, although they did last for a long time. 14,000 miles is pretty good, especially for a performance rear-wheel drive vehicle. So I am pretty happy with how these tires have done. I haven't looked much into other tires, so I'll probably just get the same tires unless I go with a set of winter tires. So that's an option. That's definitely an option. Definitely happy with the general performance of these tires. All I can say is very happy with this car. I think that the overall car that you get, if you're buying a CPO, it's such a good value for the performance, the comfort, the usability. You know, not having to worry about other things. It's really nice. It's really nice, and I'm definitely happy with the purchase. Did I overpay is a question I got. I don't think so. I think I got a pretty good value for the money. The other thing I wanted was a very specific like trim and everything. So the thing is when I was looking at these CPO vehicles, I was only looking at P85s. This was before the bulk of the Model 3s came out, so it really hadn't flooded the market with like trade-ins and people getting rid of their Model S's, which I think has obviously hurt the price of used Model S's since then.
Watch out, pothole on road ahead.
But the thing was, I wanted a P85. I got a 2014 versus 2013, so that made it a little bit more expensive. There were a couple features that I really wanted. That was black leather seats, carbon fiber decor, either a sunroof or just like the glass roof, and 19-inch wheels. And then the extra bonuses that I got were the cold weather package. Well, they're not bonuses that I got because I had to pay for them, but I wanted these other things. However, not all of them had them, and this car happened to pop up with them. So the other features I got in addition to that were, I think all P85s come with the carbon fiber spoiler as well. So if you get a P85, it came with the carbon fiber rear spoiler. The other things that I got with this car were, I got the ultra high fidelity sound system, I got air suspension, which actually might also be standard on the performance cars. I'm not sure if it was back then. I got the rear facing seat, so I can actually seat 7 in this car. The cold weather package, which is, I think, heated exterior mirrors as well as heated rear seats for my passengers in the back. And what else was there? The tech package, so that includes the automatic lift gate, which might have also been standard on the performance models at the time. So if you're looking for a P85, it would inherently always be included in the options. I'm not sure on that. Is there anything else? So the 19-inch wheels, a lot of people look at the 21s, and well, the road I'm driving on right now is terrible. So the nice thing about the 19-inch wheels is that it gives you a larger tire profile because the wheel's smaller, which means the tire is larger, which means that if you're hitting potholes and really bad roads, less chance of blowouts. And I also think less wear on the tire itself, so the tires will last a little bit longer. And because of those factors, the 19-inch wheels made more sense. So I'm very happy that this car did come with the 19-inch wheels. That worked out well for me. I didn't really want the 21-inch. I'm very happy with the 19 inches. I just think that as far as like wearability and practicality, it made a lot more sense. So I'm happy my car came with that. The other thing was I'm very happy with the paint color. I just wasn't a fan of the black or white cars, the paints that were made for in 2014. So very happy with this. It's a gray metallic paint. I think it looks great with the carbon fiber rear spoiler. I would like to get a wrap at some point. I guess we'll see how the end of the year goes. As you guys know, or may not know, I did a boot camp, so I recently got a job as a developer. I'm very happy with it. It's an awesome position, and I'm really enjoying it. So I just started getting a paycheck again at the very end of September, but obviously I was out of a job for like 6 months. And as you see in one of my older videos where I pick up the car, and before I start my boot camp, in between my last job and the boot camp, I go to pick up my grandmother, and her first thing to me is, who quits their job and then buys a Tesla? So I do. Yeah, I do. But I kind of went into it with the anticipation that I had some money saved up. I knew I could make car payments for a little while if I was still looking for a job, and I got very lucky and absolutely love the position I'm in right now. So yeah, so I quit my job, buy a Tesla, do a boot camp, and then find another job, and luckily it worked out. But I figured I had a cushion of a little while to look for a job after the boot camp, so I knew I could always sell the car if I absolutely had to, worst case scenario. One place where I got my tint done, they could do a wrap for around $2,200, I think it was. You know, big parts of that are you have the whole glass roof, so you don't really have to wrap the top of the Tesla, which I wouldn't do. I would leave the glass exposed. So it's not super complicated, I guess, on this car compared to some, but I don't really know. I'm not a wrap expert. But I was thinking about it. I don't really know what I would do, and it's just, you know, dropping $2,200 on a wrap, it's a lot. So we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. If you want to see a wrap, maybe we'll get a wrap. Maybe we'll make a wrap happen. I don't know. I definitely need new tires, though. That's the problem. That's another expense. So I got to pay for the tires, and then we'll figure out the wrap situation. So the main reasoning behind the main reason behind my purchase for the Tesla was driven for like a practical performance car. You know, I wasn't quite ready to get a supercar and drop the money on you know, something around $100,000, like a Lamborghini or a McLaren, obviously used. You know, you can get cheap Aston Martins, but I just didn't want to have to deal with, well, not only the gas for those cars, but also just something breaking on it, and not having like a full coverage, and then it becomes, you know, more expensive than the Tesla, even though they are a little bit cheaper. Like, you can find them in you know, the mid to low 40s, in the $40,000 range roughly, if you get a higher mileage one from mid 2000s-ish. I believe there's a lot of V8 Vantages in that price range. So, you know, that would be a cool car. They do sound great. I just didn't know if that was as practical. This car just makes so much more sense. It was a little bit more obviously than that, but it was cheaper than getting, you know, a Lamborghini or something else, which would have then had even higher insurance costs, would have had to pay for gas. Any maintenance on those cars is just going to be that much more expensive. So this car just made a lot of sense. You get awesome performance. You don't have to pay for gas. The maintenance on the car is very minimal. There is like an annual maintenance, 12,500 mile like checkup thing. But you know, no oil changes. Any major problems that happen with the car are covered in the bumper to bumper warranty. So, you know, it made a lot of sense from that sort of a standpoint. You know, I'm saving anywhere, let's just say I'm saving around $200 a month on gas. So if you take that out of the equation of I'm paying, you know, $460 a month in car payments for what I financed, you know, that kind of comes out to a comparable car in the same range if I got a used M3 or Aston Martin or whatever else. And those cars just weren't as exciting. I thought this was cool. It was something different. The instant torque is just so much fun to drive with. I'll say this again, if you haven't had the chance to ride in a Tesla or drive one, do a test drive. If you just go online, you can schedule a test drive at a local Tesla store. That's what I did before I bought this car, and I was just like, this is incredible, I want to drive this every day. So I went ahead with that. Also, again, the touchscreen, the driver's dash, awesome, super cool. And the performance is, you know, even with the P85 rear wheel drive, it's older, it's a 0 to 60 4 seconds ish, it's still faster than most cars on the road. So great performance for the price, for not paying for gas, luxury. There's a ton of space in here. You obviously have the trunk, the front. I mean, it's just like, it made so much more sense than any other car. And don't get me wrong, I still definitely want a supercar at some point. You know, I don't know when I'll be ready to get one, but a McLaren, a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, maybe even an Aston Martin, but you know, just looking at those, I'm constantly looking, seeing what's out there, and well, I can't wait to get one of those. But until then, I'm definitely going to enjoy this car. Hope you guys enjoy it too. Hope you enjoyed this update, and hopefully it was very informational. Let me know if there's things I missed, if there's other things you want to see. All right, we got some Milky Ways, some Butterfinger cups. That's something new. I never had those as a kid, but I mean, you got to do it for the kids, right, guys? So we got some trick-or-treaters coming around from 6 to 8. Picked up some goodies. You got to celebrate. I mean, come on, who didn't like getting free candy as a kid? Anyways, happy Halloween, guys. Thanks for watching.